What's up, this is Adam Knows Anime, and today we're going to be talking about Skelter+Heaven, considered by many to be the worst anime ever made. Last video I talked about Mars of Destruction, another terrible OVA by the same director, which if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description to my review so you can check it out. But as bad as it was, this managed to be even worse. I guess there's a reason it's the lowest rated anime of all time according to my anime list. First off, the voice acting is painfully mediocre and the communication between the characters just always sounded so awkward. What's even worse is the sound design, which can be utterly grating at times. The loud and constant beeping of the computers in the control room were mixed at the same volume as the dialogue. There were also just a bunch of unnatural and plasticky sounds for everything else, and it was really just an auditory mess, sound design-wise. The CG was also pretty clunky, although given the time period it was made, it's honestly not that bad. And despite being from literally the worst anime ever made, it still managed to be better than Berserk 2016. Although I do have to admit, the design of the enemy alien is pretty whack. It was just some giant squid-looking thing. And the fact that they rendered in CG just made it feel really plasticky, especially since it didn't really move. It just kind of floated there. Like Mars of Destruction, the characters were once again lifeless shells exhibiting the most basic cliches one could write, with none of the characters having any distinguishable traits or memorable names. At least this one tries to differentiate itself by making all the girls artificial beings. Because who doesn't like big titty robot schoolgirls, am I right? The only character who is literally any different is the main girl, Rin, who likes the one commander guy. She disobeys her orders to save him, leaving the rest of the girls to go in and fight, except then she turns around and goes in herself. She just doesn't want him to fight, I think? I think? I don't really know what happens after that, but I guess she's like, attacks it and then like goes inside and she's floating in the core of the alien, where she then has like some telepathic communication about how she must destroy it. I don't really know. They did not try to explain it at all. Like, it was just so confusing. Maybe the game tries to explain what's going on, although I doubt the game itself is much better. Then after this, it flash forwards to about a year later, and then just a whole group of like 10 of these alien things just appear out of nowhere, and then it ends and rolls the credits. The editing of this show is also terrible, with many abrupt transitions, not to mention the horrible pacing, which I already went over in my review of Mars of Destruction. It kills time by dragging out unnecessary scenes and dialogues while simultaneously not putting enough time and effort into explaining the actual story. Who are these aliens? Why are they showing up and invading? Where do they come from? Why do they need big titty robot schoolgirls to pilot mech suits? Just like Mars of Destruction, the director really seemed to take inspiration from Evangelion, obviously without any of the characters or nuance that made Eva good. At least this one had its own soundtrack, even if it wasn't particularly interesting. Literally the only thing good about this anime was the opening and ending songs, which, unlike the entire show, actually seemed to have some semblance of effort put into them. As bad as it was still somewhat enjoyable to watch just because of how dumb it was. Anyways, I think I'm going to end this video here. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.